Hello, you're with Chris at HDpiano. Welcome to our lesson on Holding Out for a Hero by Bonnie Tyler. In this first section, we'll learn the intro, main riff, and all the choruses. So here we go from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. Main riff. So we're going to cover that in this first section, as well as all the choruses that sound like this. And at HDpiano.com, we'll learn the entire song with the verses, bridge, and interlude, so I hope you join me there for the full lesson if you're not already there. So I want to start out with that main riff broken down nice and slow for you. The left hand will be driving this entire arrangement with octaves back and forth. And there's just a couple white notes that we're playing with throughout the whole song in the left hand. Number 1 is A right here in octaves, moving to G in octaves, moving to F, and then ending with E. Now when you're playing this main riff, you just alternate back and forth, low, high, in quarter notes. 8 of each note before moving down to the next. F now. Then to E. So without that foundation of quarter notes in the left hand, it's impossible to get this syncopated right hand locked in. So let's look at the right hand very slowly now. So you'll notice that I'm using only white notes, right? And this first shape I start on, E, A, and C, well, it's sort of the centerpiece of the rest of the chords. I'm just moving down to G and B for a moment, but always returning to E, A, and C. The rhythm there, you count this like this. 1, 2, and a 3, and 4, and 1. So there at the end, on the and a 4, you go back to G and B with E in your thumb. And this rhythm is basically just going to keep repeating the rest of the riff. The only other thing to watch out for is the second time around, you're going to add in B and D and the and of 3. 1, 2, and a 3, and that's where that new chord would land. But again, I'm just starting with E, A, and C and then moving those top 2 notes up a step. Still on the white notes, still centered around this first chord. So if you can play that slowly in the right hand, then you're ready to put it together with the left playing those quarter notes. Let's try that nice and slow. So the right hand is unchanged for that new bass note. Same thing right there. And now, in the right hand, the only time you change out of that main riff we just learned is that you only change when you get to E in the left hand. So I'm still playing the same rhythm, right? 2 E and a 3 and 4, but I'm adding in a new inversion of that starting chord. Now I have E, A, and C flipped around to make it A, C, and E. That's A minor in root position. More on that later. So same group of notes, right? Still rocking back and forth between this and B and D. Then B and D are going to lead you into a bunch of thirds. This is a third, and so are all of these. So all white notes, D and F, E and C, B and D, C and A, right? And then here, you're adding in one black note, for the first time, a G sharp. The rhythm is 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. So once you got that, you're going to cycle back to the start of the riff. E resolves to A minor, where you started. And the second time, that main riff, you're going to do a big glissando, leading you into the first verse, which we'll cover in the second section of this lesson. So all I'm doing there is playing the same thirds to start, going down. 1, 2, and 3, and on beat 4, aim for that B right there, and then just drag your right hand down the piano, down the white notes, and try not to hurt yourself when you do that, but take your time, and you want to make sure you're going down to the middle C sort of area, because that's where you'll be for the start of the verses. So more on that in part 2. I think we have this main riff under our fingers now. We're going to hear that a lot throughout the rest of the song. It keeps popping up over and over. Now, the only other thing we have to talk about is that intro that you hear on the original recording, that synth bass at the very beginning. So these are steady eighth notes, just 2 notes, F and A, and the rhythm is something like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Then you change to A on the and of 4 in that first measure. 3 and 4, and then you're on A the rest of the time. Keep that nice and staccato, and that tempo would sound something like this. Then when you're ready, main riff. Alright, so it's a 3-bar intro, just those 3 notes. And just one note about the main riff in the left hand. If you wanted to make it exactly like the original recording, you would probably have to play eighth notes in your left hand as well. But as you'll see, that's pretty difficult to execute, especially when you're doing a whole song performance of this song. So we simplified the left hand to just quarter notes instead of these constant eighth notes, which would be a little more exhausting to play. So just steady quarter notes will do the trick in our left hand. But for that intro, if you want that synth bass effect, eighth notes are the way to go. So now I think we have our intro and main riff together, and now it's time to look at our choruses, which follow a very similar pattern as the main riff, with just a slightly altered bass line and a couple new additions to the right-hand chords. So we're going to start out with the same A in the left hand, just steady octaves right here. It would sound something like this. So that is our first little segment we're going to work on. We'll take it one chord at a time. So this is our A minor shape. And we have C, E, and A right there on beat 1 in the right hand. And invert that. E is on the bottom now. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. These are all on the ands. 1, 2, and 3, and. Right here, the same thing as the main riff. I'm going down to G and B. I'm stepping back up to A and C with E in my thumb the whole time. Then stay right there for the rest of this chord. And then you're on to chord number 2, E, G, and B. That's an E minor triad. And you've got quarter notes in the left hand. And the rhythm there is 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. Well, we got that root position inversion right there. Then flip it around to second inversion. So all this changed as I've moved my thumb onto B before we were here. Same group of notes in a new inversion. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and same rhythm as before. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. If you can hear that basic rhythm, then you can play this right hand part in the chorus, no problem. So here it is from the beginning. Now, moving on, same rhythm, same idea as before, same rhythm, but we got C, F, and A now. That's an inversion of an F major triad. Same rhythm as before, 1, 2, and 3, and 4. But now you're going to A, C, and G on the and a 4. And then all you're going to change for the next bar is moving F from G down to F right there. And then all ands right there. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. All right. One more time. Moving into our second to last chord of this chorus. G, C, and E. That's a C major triad inverted. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Separate that out to just D and C in the right hand. To G, B, and D right there. And remember, you can always have the steady octave quarter note pattern in the left hand. But in the chorus, the pattern is changed to A, E, F, C, and then one bar of G at the end. So we'll see how all that fits together very shortly. Let's go from that C chord one more time. Step down to C, and we're at G major. And then if you want to add an effect like the recording, you can do that glissando again, starting on G, right there. 3, 4, leading you back here for a repetition of that same progression. E minor to F major to C major to G major, and then you're gonna do that glissando if it's the first time, and that is your first chorus. Second chorus is pretty much identical. It just has one extra bar at the very end. Let me show you what I mean by that. So same progression as before, but now I'm going to add in the glissando all the way through the whole measure. So one more full bar of G. 1, and 3, 4, glissando into another chorus. But there, you're actually just going to cut that short. You're going to start the progression the same way, A minor to E minor, right? But then you have this little line. It's going to lead you into a piano interlude that's really cool. It happens about halfway through the song. So stick with me through the whole lesson to find out how to play that. But for now, we just got to get that chorus down. So our basic progression, if we take it one more time from the beginning of the first chorus, we got A minor to E minor to F major to C major to G major, the glissando. Now for this second chorus, there's only one tweak the second time you play it. Just moving my left hand to D, right there. Okay, so take that one more time from F. So I'm on D now, but same shape, A, C, F in my right hand. C major, step down to G, then one more bar, glissando through it, one more time. And then you're into your piano interlude, more on that later. So just to remind ourselves, let's do a playthrough of that main riff that's very similar with the same sort of rhythm in the left hand, same sort of chords in the right, but of course, it has that distinctive sound. That's probably why you came here today to learn this song. Let's take it from the start of that main riff, and then I'll see you at HDpiano.com for the rest. 1, 2, 3, 4. you have it. My name is Chris. Thank you for learning with me, and I'll see you at HDpiano.com for the rest. Alright, great job making it this far. If you're already at HDpiano.com, go ahead and click on the next video, and if you're not, head on over there to keep learning the rest of the song. In the meantime, stay in touch with us on social media. On YouTube, drop a comment, like, and subscribe. If you have song ideas, send them to requests.hdpiano.com. My name is Chris with HDpiano, and I'll see you around.